Hello, welcome to the Quick Start Group Policy demonstration for the Centrify user suite for Mac. As you can see in my current environment, I have a Mac that's joined to Active Directory via Centrify. And see, it's joined in AutoZone mode and license features are enabled. This is very important for group policies to work. I'm currently logged in as my AD network user Alpha1. On the other side, I have my same Active Directory environment as before, a couple of test users and a couple of joined machines. To begin with, let's open up Group Policy Management and create a new GPO. And let's call it Centrify Test. Edit that GPO and expand either the Centrify settings or the group computer configuration, and you should see the Centrify settings node. If you don't see this node, make sure you have the Group Policy Extension installation option when you install the Centrify user suite. Just run the installer again if you don't see it, and that you're also running the Group Policy Management from the same machine where you have installed the Direct Manage Access Manager. If either of these options are missing, then you won't see the Centrify settings node. At the node, right-click and select Add and Remove Templates. Press the Add button, and you can either just add the Centrify Mac settings by itself, or you can add all of the templates at the same time. It's perfectly fine. And you'll see that group policies get populated. Expand Centrify Mac settings, and you see all of these settings that you can control. If we go back to the Mac, you'll see that my Alpha1 user is currently just a regular network user. If I try to unlock the hadlock with his credentials, it won't select me. It's because my Alpha1 user is not seen as a local admin. Through group policy, we can actually set so that anytime Alpha1 logs into this Mac, he will be detected as the local administrator as well. To do this, go to the group policy under the computer configuration, Centrify settings, Mac OS X settings, accounts, and map zone groups to local admin group. Enable this policy, and you'll see that we can specify groups to map to the local admin group on the Mac. We need some preparation to do this beforehand. As you can see here, I've created a AD security group called local admins, and I've populated it with a couple of AD users, in this case Alpha1 and Bravo2. My other two users, Charlie 3 Delta 4, they're just regular AD users. I don't want them to have local admin privileges, so they're not going to be in this group. Going back to the group policy, I'll just click the browse button and look for local admin. There's the group I just created, and add that into the policy. Note that this format can only be used with computers that are joined under AutoZone mode. If your machine is joined in zone mode, you'd need to use the Unix group name that's specified when you're defining the group in the zone. But for now, AutoZone, we can just use the AD group name. Click OK there. Let's do one more setting. If I set the login window setting, let's say I want to give my company name on the login screen. I can change this to Centrify. Let's set a couple of extra options and OK that as well. So right now I have two computer group policies enabled. If I go back to the Mac side, I can either wait for the group policies to refresh by themselves, or I can do a manual group policy update by going to the terminal and running the command adgp update. This will refresh both the computer policy and the user policy. The other way I can check for group policy updates is via the Mac Diagnostic tool. You can download the Mac Diagnostic tool either from our Mac Evaluation Center, go down and select download and using Diagnostic tool, you can see the link there, or go via our Centrify Apple Guys blog and search for the new Mac Diagnostic tool, and the download link is available at the bottom as well. So let's open up the tool and go to the Group Policy tab, update here. Through the Diagnostic tool, you can also check to see if the policy has actually reached the machine or not by clicking either the user policy or the machine policy. On this window, if you scroll down, you can see that the Centrify test GPO that I just created has been successfully downloaded, and the Mac can see the policy. Now, if I log out, you can see the banner being applied at the bottom there, and if I log back in, oops. And now if you look in the system preferences, you'll see that my Alpha1 user is now detected as an admin user, and I can unlock the padlock. Let's quickly do a user policy as well. To do this, let's say I want to put a network share onto the desktop of the user. To do this, let's first create a folder and call it test share. Let's share this out onto the network. Set the security settings to allow authenticated users. This will allow my AD users to log in, and also share it out to authenticated users again, and remove network users. Give them full control. So at the moment, AD users can access this over the network share. This time let's go into the user configuration. So user configuration, Mac OS X settings. This time auto mount settings. Here we can specify network shares that we can automatically set to mount when the user logs in. Add the network path. Make sure the format is in the path that the Mac will recognize. And apply that. So now we have a group policy in the user configuration of the domain. We'll go back to the Mac and let's update group policies again. Again, you can use the user policy to check. You can see that the Centrify test is now applied on the user policy side, and you can see my network path applying there. If I log out and log back in, you should now be able to see that on the desktop, the GPU has automatically created a network shares folder, and inside here is my test share folder. If I create a new folder and look on this side, you can see my untitled folder there. If I create a text document and come back, you see the text document there. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed this video. Please let us know if you have any comments, queries, or questions. Bye!